mean everything to me because I know you mean everything to Christ. And Christ means everything to me.
I called on the Lord. I said, man, Father, this is real. Will you watch over them? Will you raise them up to be strong? I'm just a man with flesh. This is what you called for in your scriptures. You said they wore studs and fringes, they got it on. You said they will follow the law, they doing it. You said under your house side they ought to love one another, and they doing it.
You're in front of the Israeli School, Universal Practical Knowledge, the Philadelphia Division, here at 3226 Cheltenham Avenue in Philadelphia. We're standing in front of the school right now, getting a description of the 12 tribe sign that's been painted by one of the brothers that was in the school: Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, and Issachar. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Shalom. Shalom. You've been waiting for this day, so this day has finally come. A lot of you have been wondering where this knowledge that you've been hearing is coming from, and the powerful truth that you've been hearing, how this was established. Well, we finally were able to arrange for the priests to come down from New York and spend some time with us. And I'd like to introduce them if I can. These are some great brothers. We're very glad to have them with us. We want to make them feel as warm as possible because this is their work and the extension of their work and what they've laid down some time ago. I'd like to introduce, first of all, priest and Sixth Shield General, 4th in command in the nation of Israel, Lahab. I'd like to salute this brother. Macho. Right. Yeshabium, which means sit. And I'm going to turn it over now to Priest General Lahab.
Water, brother. I'd like to say this, starting off, we're very impressed at your school here, and we're very impressed to see that the brothers and sisters in Philadelphia think enough of the Most High and the Bible and the truth and your nationality to be a part of this, because most of the brothers and sisters are running from the truth.
Welcome to ISUBK Detroit. Check us out on all social media platforms. Classes are Monday through Saturday. Monday is the history class from 7 to 9 p.m. Tuesday is scripture breakdown. Wednesday is biblical law class. Friday, Lashawan Kodash, Hebrew language. Saturday, the Sabbath service. Check out our community service program. We have food and clothing drives, helping the people in need. And we also have felony expungement services available. Join us and get involved.
ironic.
You know the truth is the truth, that's all I know. Cry loud and spare not, you gon' get exposed. A few real niggas left, you not one of those. Real soldiers, we was born to stand 10 toes. If he ain't one West, that nigga not one of mine. He got a purple 12, me, I got a black 9. The truth is the wife of my youth, chop of my concubine. Had to die to get my rib, that bitch forever mine. You know the game, a bishop gotta be blameless. But GMS teaching niggas to be rapists. They screaming we snitch. When Joe Morgan was killed by your brother, y'all ain't say shit. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK, PSA, we don't sign NDAs. Real prophets only dwell in the UPK, PSA, we don't sign NDAs.
Hey, 100 deep, 100 shields on, that's 100 priests. 100 boots, that's 200 feet. Tongue like a sword when I fucking speak. Teach you how to fish instead of fucking leech. Stop selling drugs instead of trying to fuck with me. Knowledgeable but I'm rude in my fucking speech. Life is about warfare, not no fucking peace. Bitch, I cry loud when I fucking speak. Make them wait a year before they fuck with me. Turn a street nigga to a fucking priest. Cross a priest and I promise you forever sleep.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
UPK soldiers got them killers with me. And I don't fuck with every spot cause it's too iffy. Real motherfucking prophet cause the Lord with me. But don't get that shit twisted, I got Drake's with me. Yeah, bitch, and that whole 50. Run up on me wrong, you gon' catch 60. Wait, you gon' catch 20. The other 30 for your homies, bitch, I got plenty. And I'll shoot this motherfucker till that clip empty. Taking orders from your bitch, you a fucking simpy. Shit, should be televised. The way I'm cutting niggas up, bitch, I'm a samurai. Niggas swear they in the truth, but telling hella lies. Stumping like you Greek, bitch, you Hellenized. The revolution gon' be televised. And what I see in my vision gon' leave you petrified.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas? UPK soldiers lead cowards in awe. So fuck a gas stop, I came with 6 pumps in my car. My niggas ready to swing, we like kids at the park. So touch a chair around this bitch and we breaking your jaw. They think we Christian, but we not. Nothing about us is soft. I don't know what you niggas on, but that shit get you off. We booted up. We came to take zones for real. Black 40 under my garment, I be dressed to kill. Fourth dimension sitting linger, I be fresh for real. Putting scripts on your corners, but these here ain't pills. We rock covers. You official if you know those drills. Bread and water, you official if you know those meals. Yeah, you niggas soldiers get rolled over. You got police in your pocket, I got a judge in my holster. Oppressors out to get us, so remain sober. Or be chained to them chains till there's nothing that remains of us. A cult leader like Christ, we got the same culture. I bang on them, tell my enemies the reign's over. I up the cig and keep pulling like a chain smoker. The game ain't changed, One West stayed the same on them. One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, niggas?
Niggas talking prophets, yeah, we got plenty. We the reason why it's Israelites around the city. Call Kazak, tells the rock, bring Shamar out. We about to slide on them, see what niggas talking about. Young dog think he wise cause he a Kim head. That shit lame, they didn't survive, nigga, Kim is dead. Where I'm from, little nigga, is a dirty game. I pledge allegiance to Yahweh, bitch, I'm UPK. Nigga, let's talk bodies. Set up on your corner, wake up everybody. Big priest, until I'm dead deceased. The mission is complete until you're off the street. So y'all on the internet, stumping down the street. But take the poor and the weak. Touch your sister or a brother, you gon' be sleep. But take the poor and the weak. and the weed.
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga?
Fucking with the brothers, then I'm giving out major pain. Clip full of ball heads, I'm shooting out Damon Wayne's. Driven ambition, I ain't never changing lanes. Wise as an old man, but I ain't slanging cane. This ain't a game, this shit way deeper than rap. You speaking the cap, but the shit y'all speaking is cap. I'm 5,000, but I still keep it a stack. I'm in the truth, not cause back then I was seeking the facts. Crying loud for the niggas that's deep in the back. And the Lord with me, ain't no reason for keeping the strap. We peep the attacks, niggas say we ain't speaking the facts. Stealing breakdowns every time we teaching in class. Niggas snitching, y'all out here squeaking with rats. We be on the street corners teaching that Jesus is black.
We on 125th Street, Harlem, nigga. You see where we at?
One West, that's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga. So who is y'all, nigga? One West. That's who we are, nigga. One West. So who is y'all, niggas? One West. We want it all, nigga. That's who we are, nigga.
Hey, shalom, Israel. Shalom. Testing 1, 2. Can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear anything you're saying, Abu One.
I had this going. What about now? Can you hear me?
There we go. You're loud and clear.
Test. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clear, Abu One.
You can hear me?
Come on.
Go. Let's get it rocking. No, I had a brain fart. I thought I turned the microphone on and I turned it off.
Come on, you good,
Con. All right.
Sounds good.
Shalom, Israel. And when we say Israel, we talking about blacks, Native Americans, and Hispanics.
Right.
What we doing today is what we do each and every Monday from 7 to 9. Myself, Officer Ahabawan, and my Lord, my Ottawa, Officer Shirawan, representing Windsor. We're here to teach blacks, Native American, Hispanics who they are according to this Bible. Right? Understand that our organization, under Commander General Yohana, we've been doing this since 1969. Right?
That's right.
Understand is that if you're not in the ISUPK, you're not in the truth. Please like, share, and subscribe immediately. Let's get them algorithms up. Let's get let's get people viewing it. The more that you like, share, and subscribe, the more that we can reach our people, and the sooner we can get out of this hell. Black man, Native American man, Hispanic man, black woman, Hispanic woman, Native American woman, you are in hell. This is not your heaven. This is not your peace. And this is not your rest. And that's all according to scripture. That's all according to scripture. You got to understand this is that the earth is given to the wicked at this time. The wicked, and look what's going on around you. The wicked is in charge right now. You got an individual in the White House. Think about it. White supremacy in the White House. You think you're a part of that? No. Right in the White House that don't give a flying peach tree about you. They don't care about you, right? We currently are in what is called Black History Month. And in Black History Month, historically, we're supposed to be, commemorating this is where the United States commemorate the doings and the inventions and the movements of so-called black people, right? This is what your oppressor allow you to have, the shortest month of the year. And right in the middle of the shortest month of the year, he say we're going to put President's Day, so he's going to represent himself. In the month that's supposed to be do y'all got like Black History Month over there in Windsor or something like that? Do you celebrate it as commemorate it in February? I don't like to say celebrate. Do you commemorate it in February too?
So we have a Black History Month, but they do not talk about anything pertaining to our history here in Canada. They might teach about Martin Luther King and then maybe in the 6th or 7th grade they might bring up Malcolm X, and that is Black history in Canada.
If I may,
Come.
let's see. They didn't start bringing out Malcolm X until I was in high school, right? You know, I might got a few years on you. You can tell by this right here, this white hair on my face. But they didn't start bringing out Malcolm X until I was in high school. I remember when, you know, when Black History was going on when I was in grade school, that, you know, they would bring out Rosa Parks, how she moved to the back of the bus. They would bring out Martin Luther King, how he got spit on and kicked and his ass whooped. You know, he said to be non-violent, and then he sold us out to our oppressor. And then at the end, they never brought out the fact that Marty Marr said, he said, you know, I think I led my people into a burning house.
Right.
They never brought that fact out. They never brought out the fact that that before that every single one of our movements, so-called Black movements, was really to help them. You know, the NAACP was supposed to be the blackest organization on the planet. Is headed by a white person. Right. Understand this. What was her name? Rachel Dolezal. Rachel Dolezal. She was the white woman that posed as a Black woman. She married a Black man and adopted a Black child. And she, you know, I heard a comedian said she really wanted to be Black. She'd have mortgaged her house for a nigga rap career, like for some studio time. But yeah, I think that was Dave Chappelle. But understand this is that, you know, the NAACP has been ran by a white person for a long time. And what NAACP stands for? It stands for the I think like National Association Advancement of Colored People or something like that. You know, I might get the letters mixed up, right? But so it's supposed to be for the advancement of colored people, right?
Right.
So it didn't say Black people. It say colored people. We know that, you know, Africans, East Indians, all of them got melanated skin too, right? You know, if you look in parts of Japan, and I always call China Moab, but you look at parts of China, you look in parts of all these people have some form, a little bit of melanin. If not, you know, you got some East Indians that's darker than this camera I'm looking at right now, darker than your what you got on, a black shirt. Look, it was an East Indian at one of my old occupations, old jobs, old slaveries. One of my old slaveries, it was an East Indian there, right? And if he didn't say nothing, you wouldn't know, you wouldn't just assume immediately he was East Indian. I immediately known he was East Indian because his last name was Patel. You know, they only got like 7 or 8 last names, right? So, right, I immediately knew, like, this dude East Indian. They said, why you say that? Because his last name Patel, right? I say his last name Patel, he East Indian. Lo and behold, as soon as, so for some reason they got them high-pitched voices, the men, like they, you know, they don't never go through, you know, but the beginning of puberty or something like that, you know. So they always be high-pitched for some reason. I don't understand that. Like, bro, this dude was like, and this is the tallest East Indian brother. I mean, not brother, but this was the tallest East Indian guy I had ever seen in my life. This dude was like 6'2". One of them being like 6'2", and then he was a big guy. He said he played basketball in high school, and I laughed because I've never known for like East Indians to play basketball. So, you know, it was just funny to me. Like, I was like, you don't see not one East Indian in the NBA. Think about it. You see an East Indian, you see Chinese people. Look at what was Yao Ming? Was he Chinese?
Yeah. I think so.
You see Yao Ming, you see Africans in there. You see all nationalities in playing basketball, but you don't see no East Indians in there. You don't got, name me one East Indian basketball player. I can't hear you. You muted yourself. You accidentally somehow you muted yourself.
Oh, Salaki. No, I ain't see no East Indians in there.
No, you don't see. You see a Chinese. You might see a German. You know what was Dirk Davinsky? He was German, wasn't he?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but you know, you see all of them, but you will never see no East Indian in the NBA
God.
or in the NFL. Right? I don't see none playing baseball. You know, think about the sports. You definitely don't see them on the track and field.
Hey, so
brother, you know, understand. Go ahead.
Keep going, I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay. You gotta understand that the name of this class is Left the Negro League for Them. And with the name of this class being Left the Negro League for Them, we're going to go over some things like what's his name? Robinson, number 42. You know, we're gonna go over some things like that. He left the Negro League to play for the oppressor, right? You got some other things that go on, and because it's not just, you know, sports. You know, we have our people always need to be validated by their oppressor, right? And we're going to bring some of those things out in class tonight about why, you know, and we're going to talk about why our people feel that they need to be validated by their oppressor, right? I was just watching a movie. One of my favorite movies is Django. You seen Django, sir? Django Unchained with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino production.
Right.
The small hat. He a small hat, but he makes some pretty good movies. And so Quentin Tarantino produced this movie with Samuel Jackson and like two of the biggest black stars that we have, Samuel Jackson and Jamie Foxx. Right? He produced this movie called Django Unchained. And if you've seen the movie, it's one of my favorite movies. And you know, before we get into, you know, our lesson tonight, one of my favorite lines in that movie was when Jamie Foxx was in the house trying to go get his girl back the first time, and he had shot everybody, he was shooting everybody. He was shooting everybody, and one of the oppressors said, "Who in the hell gave a nigga a gun?"
God.
Right? And it makes me laugh because some of the first black police officers, and that's one of the things I didn't look up, sir. One of the first black police officers was in, you know, major city was in Atlanta, I think it was.
Okay.
And the first black police officers, if you look it up, and if you give me time, I will, if you want me to, sir. If you look it up, that these first black police officers, it was two things they couldn't do. One was carry a gun. Damn. So you're a police officer and you can't carry a gun. Okay, that's cool. You know, take the gun from all the police officers. Nope, just the black police officers. The black police officers could not carry firearms. And two is that the black police officers couldn't do one thing that the police officers could do that the white police officers didn't do, and that was arrest white people. So imagine you're a black police officer, you patrolling the black neighborhood,
right?
And it's one of those oppressor sons. He's over there, or daughters, because you know them chicks just as violent, or even not more violent than the man. And she is breaking into your mother's house, or is setting something on fire, doing some type of illegal activity activities that America deem illegal, right? Just say what this oppressor is doing something that America deems to be illegal, against the law. And as a black police officer, you can't arrest this SOB.
Right.
You can't put him in handcuffs. You have to call a white police officer so that he could come and validate what he was doing was all right, and you should leave him alone, because they're not going to arrest him either. Think about it. They're not going to arrest him. But in this movie Django, you know, Django, if you look at the movie, it was really a love story more than you know, a lot of people think it was just Django going around as a bounty hunter and unaliving the oppressor's sons and daughters in order to gain the bounty. Because that's what he said. He said, I get to kill these people and get paid for it. Bet. He was ready.
Right.
You know, it was a great job for him. Think about him coming out of slavery. He went from being a slave to a bounty hunter.
Right.
Right. And it's so amazing that if you, Israel, you follow these laws, statutes, and commandments that the Most High has set as deemed for us to follow, you know, that's just a smidget of the things that can happen to you. You can go from the bottom to the top just by following the laws that the Most High God has created for us. We got to do it as a whole. We go from the bottom to the top, right? We don't have to play in the oppressor's leagues. You know, we don't have to play, you know, what was it? Bojangles. We don't have to be Bojangles to get an Emmy or get an Oscar or something like that. You know, another actor, Denzel Washington, is, you know, prolific when it comes to his abilities in acting. And he didn't win a Grammy until he did Training Day. Right now, understand is that all the movies he's done, from you know, movies like John Q, where he was a father trying to save his son, right? Movies like what was the movie? He was like, I'm Still Standing, with he was a naval officer, a lieutenant or something like that, and he had a young brother. He was mentoring a young brother, and the young brother had, I cannot remember the name of this movie. Derek Luke. It's the movie with him and Derek Luke.
Not sure.
John Q. Whatever. Anthony, and I'm gonna remember the movie later on. But you know, he was mentoring a young brother who had a very abusive childhood. You know, he was abused and molested during his childhood, and he had end up coaching him up for him to be reunited with his mother. His mother was Derek Luke in the movie. His mother was a drug addict, and he ended up finding his original family and going back to meet his biological mother. He wasn't able to meet his biological father. I think he had passed away or something like that. But he's played, like, not to go off subject, but Denzel has played in great movies and played awesome roles, and they never consider him for any of the awards until he played a crooked cop.
Right.
He played a dope dealing crooked cop that was, you know, harassing his people.
Yeah, just a gremlin.
Goddamn gremlin.
God.
Right. And he was the oppressor's police. Right. That's what he was doing. He was acting like them, right? And that's what I look at it as. The reason why Antoine Fisher. Yep, Antoine Fisher. Who was that? Masha?
God.
Shalom. Hey, sir, if you would like for us to send you the link, let me know. But he was he played great roles, but he didn't get, you know, nobody acknowledged him in that realm as a great actor until he played a crooked ass cop that was you know, destroying his own community, right? That was destroying his own community. This dude had a shootout, and he was at one of his ribs' house, and he had a shootout with another police officer inside the house with his son and his other wife in the household, right? That's some diabolical sugar honey iced tea. That's some diabolical shit right there. You know, for him to be in the household with his son And so the oppressor is acting as if he's protecting his son from his own father.
Right.
Which Denzel played. That's but I digress. We get into this topic. Like we said, today's subject is, the name of today's class is, they is left the Negro League for them.
If I may,
please do.
Just to, something you had said in there that was extremely heavy as well is that, the picture that they've painted the Black American or the Hispanic man, indigenous man in America, they've in part been able to do that because we've given them that power. You know what I mean? Like, part of this integration thing that we've done, we go and play baseball for the white man, and he controls that league and that media. He controls how he promotes that business. We do things like we want to be a part of the white man's Grammy Awards. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're gonna have to play a part where you want that Grammy Award. You're gonna have to sell some dope and destroy your people. You know what I mean? Because these are the ways that they want to portray us. You know what I mean? And they're allowed to do that when we give them that platform. Whereas when we go and we make our own leagues and our own businesses, our own HBCUs, we get to control that narrative. Right? So it's an extremely heavy point that you were bringing out, because there were so many different things that integration destroyed. You know what I mean? And it's more than just economics. You know what I mean? It's almost like that saying, like, we sold our soul to the devil.
We did.
You know what I mean?
Think about it.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's heavy what you're saying, because we did sell our soul to the devil, right? And we're selling our soul to the devil. Think about what the scripture says. The scripture says the devil's the deceiver.
That's right.
So with the devil being the deceiver, who is deceiving us? Who do we call the devil? The oppressor, right? And we've done things to so that the oppressor will acknowledge us. Slakia, sir. Can you handle this? I gotta email Masha.
Yeah, no sweat. Yeah, because it's like, and this is one of the things, that one of the main things we teach in the ISUPK is that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. And, one of the greatest ways that he has deceived this earth is telling Blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people that the greatest man to ever walk this earth looked like them. You know what I mean? They went on to change, the color and the image of Christ, when this was a brother who was our people, our family, the greatest example that we've ever had. And we do things like we want to integrate our quote-unquote religion, integrate our gods, integrate the things that we believe in our culture. We start to sell ourselves and the things that we believe in to worship other gods. It's not a small thing to, say that, we're going to allow these Roman gods to be a part of our culture. We're going to step into these Grammy Awards and, take on some of the culture of our oppressors as if it's a light thing. We as a people have always been told biblically to be holy, to be different from everybody else.
Damn right.
These are the things that we're supposed to hold on to as a people. Right? So we go and we integrate into their religion. You know what I mean? What do they have? They have all these different Christian names of their congregations, like some world ministries or all nations come together.
Christ, Church of God in Christ,
right? Like
Baptist,
right?
African Baptist,
Yeah, I mean, you do these things. Next, you know, you're gonna be inside that Christian church, celebrating. What's that African one? I'm gonna say Kwanzaa.
Methodist.
What are they celebrating after? Is it Kwanzaa during Christmas or something?
Yeah, something like that.
You're gonna be celebrating Kwanzaa and Christmas and Valentine's Day and every other holiday of every nation of people because you're not holding on to what is yours.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like the one of the biggest downfalls of our people is integration. Right?
Yeah. I may, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
What comes to mind as you were saying that was the scripture says, envy not thy oppressor, and it says, envy not thy oppressor, and choose none of his ways, right? For us to leave the Negro League and go into the MLB,
right?
We're envying the oppressor.
Absolutely.
For us to celebrate Christmas and Valentine's Day, we're choosing his ways. We're choosing his ways above our culture, our ways, our power.
Absolutely.
Which is, our laws, statutes, and commandments. We're choosing the ways of the oppressor over what the Most High God is the path the Most High God has for us, which was to be on top. So instead of being on top and following the law, statutes, and commandments, we're on the bottom trying to be like all the other nations when they're trying to be like us.
God.
They're trying to be like us. You ever see that Chinese breakdancing?
Yeah.
So the Chinese, if besides us, Black, Native Americans, and Hispanics, the Chinese may be some of the people most involved in the breakdancing, right? They may be the other nation, because when you seen the breakdancing contest at the what was that, the Olympics? What was that lady from Switzerland?
Yeah.
Black Native Americans and Hispanics. Shalom, sir. How you doing?
Shalom, Christ.
Right.
So like you got an echo on your side.
What was that? The Olympics? It sounds like a television or some people talking in your background.
Yeah. So like I'm just gonna I just put you on mute for a sec, other one. But you got a loud echo. It sounds like there's a reverb or something in your background.
Yeah, so we have, the greatest culture, the greatest people, right? And we've been like that. Understand that Tulsa, areas like Tulsa, Oklahoma, and even when you look at before Tulsa, Oklahoma was annihilated, you had the Red Summer where they were in 1919, where they were destroying Black communities that were similar to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Right? Understand this is that, and I always reiterate this, is because 60 years, right? Slavery was supposedly ended in 1865. Right? So in 1921, less than 60 years after slavery was so-called abolished, Black people own the largest bank in America, right? So they messed up and left us alone for a little while. And we was accelerated to the top. They're like, oh, we can't have that. Bomb them. Right? So you hear stories like, oh, this was the first time, what was that? When the I think it was when the World Trade Center got crashed into. This is the first time that there's been an aerial attack on American soil. You forgot 1985 and you forgot 1921. Right? The news was broadcasting like, this is the first time planes were used to attack on American soil, right? When the entire time planes flew over those row houses during the move in '85.
I'm not sure about that.
It was in '85 in Philly. We gotta do a class on it.
Sure.
Right, the row houses in Philly in '85, and then you see that? What is asking to remove UB Clay Cleveland?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was.
I'll remove it real quick. Give me a sec.
Right, but you know, and to add on to some of the things everyone's saying, like being in that we're above all people on the face of the earth, like that Negro League, you know, one of the reasons it had started to shut down was because we had more fans coming to our games than some of those Major League Baseball teams. Like I know Philadelphia was one of the places where I believe it was Monday nights when they would open their stadium to let one of the Negro League teams play.
Mm-hmm.
And during that night, we had thousands of more fans come watch us. You know what I mean? They had white people coming, more white people, fans coming to our games supporting our Negro League than were supporting their own league.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? And so had we kept that momentum and just sticking to ourselves and building up our business, you know what I mean? Lord knows where the Negro League would be today.
Yeah. Imagine if what was it, the ABA for the basketball league?
Right.
So imagine if instead of us, you know, joining with the NBA, imagine we would have stayed the ABA. Right. And then at the end of the year, at the end of the season, you have the ABA versus the NBA. We will win, just like they did the same thing with the Negro League versus the MLB. We would win every time.
That's right.
Right? Imagine they had to change the rules because brothers was jumping, flying in the air and falling out of the sky and dunking on people.
Yeah, I remember Shaquille O'Neal was one of those brothers. They changed the whole rules around basketball just because of Shaquille O'Neal.
The rules start getting changed with Dr. J.
Right.
Yeah, Dr. J.
He didn't walk these
rules on you.
That's right.
Whenever we start to become better, they have to change the rules. Think about it. They have to change the rules in life so that we won't surpass them. Right? There's no such thing as an even playing field between the children of Israel and the oppressor. Right? Because the oppressor is always going to put obstacles in your way, and we've seen it throughout history. They're going to put obstacles in your way so that you won't gain the advantage over them. Mm-hmm. And with us having those obstacles, we still do what? Look at this. They dropped crack cocaine in our neighborhoods. You still got engineers, doctors, lawyers coming out the neighborhood.
That's right.
With two parents hooked on cocaine. Mm-hmm. Right now, these oppressors, if you look at the FBI profile of future terrorists, it's a male oppressor from the ages of 18 to I think it's 60 or 61, right? Who was a honor roll student, right? But somebody picked on him. So now he hates the world. And that's the FBI profile of a possible terrorist. We were, as black folk, Native American folk, Hispanic folk, so-called Hispanic folk, guess what? We was picked on by the government. And you don't see us going out, you know, doing the things that a privileged oppressor do, right? You just in the news not too long ago, you had an oppressor kill the CEO of one of these major healthcare organizations. He unalived one of the CEOs of a major healthcare organization. because of some claim he didn't get passed. When we don't have a claim to pass with our insurance company, guess what we do? We let it hit our credit report. Like, so be it. Right? So we are not like them and they are not like us. I was trying not to say that. You know, we're not the same people.
That's right.
With us not being the same people, we do things differently, right? Before we get too far off subject, I just wanted to say I got a little snippet of what, you know, Wikipedia says that Black History Month is, if you would like for me to read it.
Come on, let's get it.
All right. So Black History is an annually observed commemorative month originating in the United States, where it is also known as African American History Month. It begins as a way of remembering important people and events in the history of the African diasporas, right? They keep calling us Africans. I hate that. Initially lasting a week before becoming a month-long observation in 1970s. So a lot of people don't know that before the 70s, it was Black History Week. And after the 70s, it was pushed to a month-long celebration. Well, commemorization, not a celebration. It is celebrated in February in the United States and Canada, where it has received official recognition from governments, and more recently also been celebrated in Ireland and the United Kingdoms, where it is observed in October. Right? At least in Ireland and the United Kingdom, you get 31 days. I think October got 31 days. Yep. You get 3 extra days. Right? It says Negro Week because it changed from Negro Week to Black History Month. Negro Week in 1926, the peculiar Black History Month was created in 1926 in the United States when historian Carter G. Woodson and the Association of the Study of Negro Life and History announced the second week of February to be Negro History Week. This week was chosen because it coincided with the birthday of Abraham Lincoln on February 12th and that of Frederick Douglass of February 14th, both of which Black communities had celebrated since the late 19th century.
If I may, Upper One,
please.
Do they teach Nat Turner? Anything about Nat Turner during Black History Month?
I did not learn about Nat Turner until, and I'm 46 according to the Greco calendar. But I didn't learn Nat Turner until I stepped into the UPK.
And what about Toussaint Louverture?
He's the brother still don't know who Toussaint Louverture.
Still don't. That's why I keep. You see, that's why I go to Machine.
Watch it.
Machine is a historian. He's been alive 893 years. Mashah seen everything. Like when the Lord said, "Let there be light," Mashah was there to turn on the switch. He's like, "Turn on the switch, nigga." No.
I'm kind of old, but it's amazing. That's a hell of a question too, Shayuam. No, in the public education school system in Michigan, let's see, they began busing us at the elementary level in 1968.
Okay.
1 year before the ISUPK began to do what they were doing.
Yeah.
And in the schools they bust us. We we had your acceptable Negroes taught during Black History Week, then month, because it was Black History Week at first. And of course, you got the people like Frederick Douglass, Marion McLeod Bethune, Sojourner Truth.
Yeah.
You heard about the brother of the Tuskegee, George Washington Carver, and the other brother from down there. What's his name? He's the one who got famous for the Tuskegee Airmen. He was running Tuskegee at the time. Though that was you. The other things you might hear me talk about, Dr. Daniel Hale Williams, Ralph Bunch, stuff like that was learned in my home because we lived in an all-Black neighborhood. You understand? We lived in a neighborhood in Inkster, Michigan. Now, a lot of people may not think so, but Inkster at one time was extremely segregated. Extremely, meaning south of Michigan Avenue was us. North of Michigan Avenue was them. You understand? And we finally got across Michigan Avenue in 1968, September of '68, when we were the first students on those buses to integrate the white schools north of Michigan Avenue. And of course, that led to the whole neighborhood running away, and that those neighborhoods now where we were bused to are majority so-called Black now, so-called Black, and so the same thing been out there. We knew about the Harlem Globetrotters before we knew about the LA Lakers. How about that?
Come on.
We knew about Black baseball players, Black football players, or we learned about them and came up with them. We grew up as they were coming into their superstardom. You understand? OJ was the man. Don't get me wrong. OJ was the man.
Right.
To this day, brothers my age, you better not say too much about OJ.
He ain't OJ, he the juice.
Yes, the juice. You know what I'm saying? He was the juice, and he carried Samsonite luggage through the airport and jumped over people.
And jumped over.
That was one of the first biggest money-wise commercials that Black people participated in. Was that OJ commercial where he was the juice, and he was running Samsonite luggage through the airport. So, like you said, we ain't them. But if I could, real quick.
Yep.
You mentioned why we having problems over there. We having problems. The white man, the oppressor, the oppressor, has been able to get over on us for one simple thing. If you could, Abawan, pull Psalms 147, go down to verse 19. And Sharyawam, if you could get Deuteronomy 7 and go to verse 4.
John.
Read that's Psalm 147 first. And then I'm gonna get right out your way and go back to being quiet.
No, see, you understand, sir. It's a pleasure having you in the class, right? And one of the things that I lean to is that the history I've just read it, right? There's some things that you've seen that we've only read, right? So we have to go by what the books say happened, and then with depending on who wrote the book, you may not have the true depiction of what went on. So it's an honor to have you in the class with us.
The Wilder.
So this is Psalms 147 and 19.
Psalms 147 and 19. Listen up, Israel.
He showeth his word unto Jacob.
He showeth his word unto Jacob. Go ahead.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
His statutes and his judgment unto Israel. What that's telling you is that the Most High took the time to put his law in such a form and to give it to Israel. Remember, he met Moses up on that mountain.
If I may, sir, I want to include 20.
I'm gonna get that. We're going there. We're going there. And he wrote it down. He gave it to Moses. Moses, go down the hill. And what were we doing?
Worshiping the calf.
We have already begun to follow other people, because that calf worship was not our worship. That calf worship was a form of Egyptian worship. You see what I'm saying? That was what Egyptians did. They worshiped that damn calf. We didn't worship that calf. We had just left Egypt. And yet some of us in our minds was so, how can what's that when you get locked up a long time, they say you were what?
Indoctrinated.
They say you was institutionalized. Some of us were so institutionalized by Egypt. When we left, the second Moses wasn't looking. We convinced Aaron. Don't forget that was Moses' brother that built the calf. We convinced him to build a calf, and we began to worship it. Is that by chance? Is that, did the Most High know we were going to do that? Did you think different? Read what you got, Shaywan.
Come on, sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy.
I'm gonna come back to you, Abawan.
So this is Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Salakia. Go ahead and hit 3. I want to give them just a little bit of context.
Verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Mm-hmm.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Now, if you want the backstory, it's simply Israel's getting ready to go into the land which the Lord, the Most High, has given them, is going to give them. And he's giving them some warning. This is the biggest warning he gave us ever. Always, he's telling us the same thing. Beware of other people. Keep reading.
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
Hold that right there. Give me verse 20, Abawan.
Psalms 147 and verse 20. He has not dealt so with any nation.
Okay, check this out. He gave his law, statutes, commandments to Israel. His judgment. What's judgments, Shaywan?
So judgments are the punishment of breaking the law.
It's the consequences of the law. A lot of people like to say the judgment is the punishment of the law. What the judgments are the consequences of the law, i.e., choose ye this day who you will serve. But me and my house, we will serve the Most High.
That's right.
I.e., I set before you this day life and death. Choose ye life. You see that? So the consequences of keeping the law is life. The consequences of breaking the law is death and destruction. So the consequences, the judgments of the law is the consequences of the law. Finish that up, Shaywan.
Come. That they may serve other gods.
You see that? This is why the Most High is telling us to leave other people alone.
That's right.
We ain't got no business. Watch this. We ain't got no business going out there and learning the line dance with them. We don't have no business going out there. I would dare say ice skate with them. I mean, you can ice skate if you're in that country, but you know that's what they do. We took, we gonna rule if we do it. But we got no business looking to commingle in any kind of way with anybody outside of Israel. I mean, it's so tempting to say our oppressor. But do you understand this? If you commingle with the Koreans in little bitty Korea is about the size of Florida. The whole country is about the size of the state of Florida. If we decide to go over to Korea right now and commingle with them and say investigate commingling with them, I would advise you, before you do that, go down the Second Market. Before you do that, go to the areas that are considered to be off duty for the military, the American military GI, when he's not performing his official duties. What you will find in those pockets of off-limitness is on top of each other. Israelites whose mothers were Koreans, fathers were GIs, and they went back to the States and left mother and child in Korea. In other words, even if as little as Koreans are, if we were to commingle with them, they would become our oppressors. There is not a heathen on the face of the earth that if they got the chance to commingle with Israel, that they would not attempt to put Israel in slavery.
That's right.
You understand? And with that, I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet.
That's heavy. What you're saying, sir, is that and even when it comes to, we've been talking about the entertainment business, is that when these individuals sign these contracts, they're putting themselves in servitude to these oppressors. And when we say oppressors, understand is that the 12 tribes have been oppressed by every nation on this earth. We've been oppressed in some shape, form, or fashion. We've been in servitude in some shape, form, or fashion. We've been slaves in some shape, form, or fashion to every nation on this earth. And when you sign these contracts are just not bound to earth. If you read the small print, it says, it's small print in these contracts that won't allow you to use your own name under the sun. So Mars is under the sun. Jupiter and Pluto under the sun. The sun shines a long way. We have other constellations and galaxies that our sun can be seen from. Right. So you can't even go to we're in the Milky Way right now. What's galaxy such far off, and use your own name, because the oppressor, you signed a contract with them saying that he owns your name. Right. You got that, Sharon, you got another article that you sent me. You want me to get into that?
Yeah, absolutely. I was just gonna say I want to get into that article, and any of the points, if you brothers here that you want to jump in on, please jump in on.
Hey, sir, should we if possible, can you check the comments real quick? Just give a shout out to whoever on there. We got to make sure we keep these people coming back.
Shout out to Shalakia Allah. Yahba Shemir Shabbat. We got Nasaga Bar. All right. Yahba Shemir Shabbat. We got Carolyn Radsville. We got the sister out of Chicago, Yahweh Shemal Thaba Shemir Shai. And we got Elder Charles. Elder Charles checking in from Jacksonville, Florida. Yahweh Shemir Shai Brakatha. All right.
Shalom. Which one you want to jump into?
Yeah, I'm going to jump into this article. There's a couple points couple points I wanted to bring out in this. Speaking of everything we've been talking about so far, it's an article from the Major League Baseball website, giving some of its information on the Negro League.
Is that the economics one?
Con.
I got it right here. You want me to get started?
Oh, I got it up.
Okay, con.
Yeah, because it's a long article. I don't want to read through all of it. There's just a couple points I wanted to bring out. So I want to start in the Negro League team owners, and this article gives a really good history. If you want to, brothers and sisters want to go through it itself, I'll post the link in the chat. There's a lot of good information here, speaking on the Negro League. And so it says, Slovakia. Jump down to right here. So it says the Negro League teams, often owned by African Americans, provided more than an outlet for talented baseball players and an opportunity for fans to enjoy a game. The contests were also an opportunity to give back to the African American community. The Negro League team owners relied on their fans to help keep their teams afloat, and because the owners typically lived in the community where their teams played, they felt the need to reinvest in the community, right? So one of the things it's saying here is that, it's the fans that kept this league alive. You understand? It's the fans, the people that are coming to support the league itself, is what was, pushing and propelling this league to be able to survive. We're going to jump down a bit. It says...
If you could, hold up right there.
Yep.
Hold on. Let's go. Slide that article down a little bit more where he was reading. Oh. See, I'm fit to show. No, you went too far. There we go. Right there. It's right there. Negro League, often owned by African Americans, provided more than an outlet for talented baseball players,
right,
and an opportunity for fans to enjoy the game.
Okay.
The contests were also an opportunity to give back to the African American community.
That's right.
Now look at how they deemed they gave it back to them. Negro League team owners relied on the fans to help keep their teams afloat, and because the owners typically lived in the community where their teams played, they felt the need to reinvest in the community. Let's see how they reinvested. Community charities were selected, and a portion of the gate receipt was donated to the designated charity. Games were also an opportunity for Negro League teams to promote African American celebrities. In return, the games had a sense of showmanship that would help to attract fans.
If I may say. Because one of the big things to take from this part is, like Abawan had opened with, this class, is that we are above all people on the face of the earth. Understanding how talented we are as a people. That talent that we had is what really propelled, this league to thrive, number one. And number two, we saw that we had some economic challenges. And so what did we do? We found different creative ways to help bring this business money. We brought in famous artists, talented singers, musicians, talented actors. One of the ways that we help promote this game is that we had a flavor, like we had a flavor to us that attracted people that was different from the white man's league.
Yes, sir.
Like we had a type of showmanship that Officer Marshall just read. we had a type of showmanship that we had that brought flavor to this game that made people want to watch.
Con. I don't disagree with you with all of that, but the second sentence of the next paragraph, read that, where it starts with people went out.
Cut on concept. Let me get there. It says, additionally, areas that the Negro League teams were located saw a boom in their profits when the teams were playing. People went out and spent money, leading to nearly 75% of game day revenues remaining within the team's community.
Right there, that last sentence you just read tells you why the Negro Leagues of anything was targeted and will always be targeted. Read that last sentence again.
It says, people went out and spent money, leading to nearly 75% of game day revenues remaining within the team's community.
So then, you already mentioned that our guys was talented.
Right.
They didn't just play baseball, they put on a show.
That's right.
They talk smack like Negroes been talking smack since slavery. They put on the show. They made baseball the modern day what that place Spartacus had to fight in? The Coliseum. It was the modern day Coliseum. And the feats that they were performing, guys who were way better than Jackie Robinson, was so magnificent. Watch this. That even the white public began to trickle over there and check out the black ball game. So what was a black baseball doing to American baseball?
That's right.
If I may, sir.
Con.
The Negro League was how can I say this? They were better performers than the MLB or the American Baseball League, right? To the point where it was stealing fans.
All right. Absolutely.
Like, if I may add, and not just stealing fans, but it was destroying their economy.
It was destroying the oppressor's economy. That's what you're saying?
Come on.
Now, what would you do if you own a baseball team and then some little minion, according to you, came to your town and tried to play with you, play ball? He wanted to come on your team and play. You said no. He said, okay, no problem. But he go get a bunch of the cats from the hood he ain't never met before. He get them together and teach them this ball, show them how to hit the ball, show them how to throw the ball, and they get together a 9-12-man team so they can have extra people, right? And they convince people in other counties to do the same thing,
right? And
y'all begin to play against each other. Everybody within horse distance is coming to see y'all play because the brothers from my hood representing the hood. You understand that? So everybody from the hood, from this county that look like me is coming out to see me represent them at that time. Why? Because we didn't have any other opportunities to show off like that.
What's so heavy about what you're saying, sir?
Go ahead.
What's so heavy about what you're saying is that when I was growing up, we used to play baseball, basketball, and football, right? And when we would get together and play, baseball, basketball, football, whatever everybody play, it would get to the point where it would be our neighborhood against another neighborhood, against another neighborhood, somebody we had to set up and schedule the games. We really had a league right there in the hood.
Who didn't do that?
And it got to the point where we would meet up at a field at one of these elementary schools or something like that, in their baseball field, either playing football or baseball, and everybody's parents and cousins and grandparents would come out just to see us play against another hood. And we never thought that, we can make some money off of this.
If I could, let me
he sees every instance where he can make a penny. He said, I can grab a penny out of this, and he gonna get it.
And let me show you
going out.
Let me show you how they brought it to today. They brought it all the way up to the day a few years back. And that's when them boys in Harlem on them courts in Cleveland courts made it to TV. Ain't that what they call it? What they call it?
Rutgers.
N1. Is that what they call it?
No, you're talking about Rutgers Park, N1.
Rucker Park.
Mm-hmm.
It's brothers that came out, never played college ball, came out of Rutgers, went to the pros.
That's right.
And when they start right now today, if somebody just start accidentally advertising they're having a tournament in Rutgers Park, first of all, you know it's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, if you are not black, you better be a bad man if you're gonna show up on that court.
If you ain't black, you better be white chocolate.
You understand? You'll be white chocolate, right? And then guess what? Every vendor around there, whether he has a vendor license or not, is finna get paid this day.
Yes, sir.
He's gonna get paid. One thing, those 3 a week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or 2 a week, Saturday, Sunday, 2 a day, Saturday morning, afternoon, Saturday, Sunday morning, afternoon, it causes revenue to be generated in the community. Why? Because the same people that ran the restaurant, now they loaded their stuff on the back of their car, the back of their truck, the back of their wagon, and drug it down to the baseball field and sold chicken wings at the baseball game.
Yes, sir.
Sold hot dogs at the baseball game. Had all the beer at the baseball game. And look at here, made sure you can get that bootleg liquor at the baseball game. They had black economics sold up. And by sewing it up, it made made our oppressor decide we're gonna lose our economics if we don't shut them down. So we fell for what? The water is wetter over there, the grass is greener, and the ice is colder. Go ahead, Shayawam. I see you itching.
Yeah, something you were saying that that I remember that happened in the NBA was the big thing with Allen Iverson.
Okay.
For Allen Iverson, I'm pretty sure. I think Allen Iverson was the first brother in the NBA to rock cornrows.
Rock what?
Cornrows. Braids.
You might check Spreewell. They come in the same time. Who came in first?
You know what? I'm not sure, but I know Iverson I thought he was known for the tattoos.
Oh, it might have been tattoos. It was
tattoos because him and Robin was the only people that was rocking tattoos.
Yeah, it's like it might have been the tattoos where it started becoming more of like a kind of allowed. It started like the professional look that they had of NBA players started to change. And so it was, I remember that. And the other thing was with the N1 that you were bringing up, you started to see a shift in the way brothers carry themselves in the league. You know what I mean? And that those brothers getting recruited into the NBA and stuff like that, like it shifted a lot of the way the game is played in the NBA today.
And
go ahead, sir.
I was going to ask, what did it do for the black communities where these brothers came out of?
So what it did was it encouraged brothers to play their game, to play the game the way they enjoyed it. And the league saw that this still brought in revenue because that the NBA they used to look at it as a professional league where we have to carry ourselves in a certain way. We got to carry ourselves and we got to go to games in our suit and tie.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
You know what I mean? Like they had a certain what we would call like a white man's look type thing. You know what I mean? We couldn't just be ourselves, have our beards, our braids, whatever it may be. You know what I mean? Because that was looked at as being unprofessional. The style of game that the brothers from Rutgers Park played, that was looked as unprofessional. They call it street basketball. This is street ball. You know, there's a difference between street ball and professional ball. They used to say that there's a difference. Whereas now we see brothers can play this way and still be professional. And not just that, but the fans love it. You know what I mean? And bringing in the style of our own gameplay, it brought a ton of revenue to the league. That's why they didn't say nothing. Because as you start to see the league transform, you know what I mean? You're starting to see the league transform into where brothers are truly, you know, that we're seeing where brothers are the reason people are coming to watch the game. It's like nobody else is jumping out the roof like Jordan. Nobody else is jumping out the roof like our people, and this is what the fans like seeing. Much so today, that's all you see. You just see, I think ESPN is just full of highlights. Brothers dunking on each other, brothers blocking each other, brothers shooting the ball from half court. Because we're so talented as a people, it's like the league had to shift with us.
If I may.
And they didn't shift. Go ahead, Abuan.
You know, we can't leave out the NFL because the NFL was recognized as the no fun league. Remember, it wasn't National Football League; it was the no fun league. Remember, they were and me personally, you don't watch the game to see somebody run the ball down the field, score a touchdown. You watch the game to see because what attracted the women was after they scored the touchdown, they little dances that they do after they do a touchdown, right? So it started to pull not just, you know, the brothers want to watch it, now the sisters want to watch it too, because now they get to see some type of theatrics when somebody scored. You should see some theatrics as a brother get a sack, or some theatrics as, you know, they make a good play.
Mm-hmm.
And they started to allow us to be us. Because think about it, when you playing spades, when you got that hand, you slamming them cards down. You talking cash money trash, slamming the hell out of them cards. You might stand up and slam them down, right? When you're playing dominoes, we do the same thing. We have a showmanship when we winning that we about to let everybody know we winning because we ain't used to winning.
I'm hearing y'all.
Who's that brother, Abuan? I don't watch NFL too much, but I know he was a brother who was a quarterback, but he also just loved to run the field.
Well, you got a couple of guys. The quarterback for Baltimore, the dude, you give him the ball, you hand off to him, he run, he out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he I cannot remember his name. I can see his face, but I can't remember his name. But you know, a lot of times when you get black quarterbacks in the league, they don't block for black quarterbacks because black quarterbacks are usually known. They're gunslingers, but they can run. God. So they don't invest in the offensive line like they do when you have an oppressor as a quarterback. Think about this, sir. I don't know if you remember when Tom Brady was the quarterback for the Patriots, and Tom Brady had an offensive line where I think he didn't get sacked. He got like sacked once the entire year. They end up making a Visa commercial or Discover Card commercial saying we protect our quarterback. Right? The offensive line was in the commercial, right? Because this credit card company was saying we protect you from fraudulent activities. Right? But then you get brothers like Teddy Bridgewater and RG3 who can sling the ball, but they can run it too. Right? The Washington never gave that guy offensive line. Even Cam Newton, as great as he is, he had not Cam Newton, I'm talking about Russell Wilson, but both of them, they never really had a spectacular offensive line that backed them up. Right? But now we see that when you give one of these, what's the guy for Eagles? You give these guys a good offensive line, and he can run the ball, and he can look what the Super Bowl was like. You got these black quarterbacks. Well, you got 1.5 black quarterback, and
who's the half?
The half. What's his name? The quarterback from Kansas City.
The boy in Kansas City.
Is that Kodash trying to get in?
Let him in.
That might be Kodash.
I think that's Kodash.
They trying to don't let me in. Don't let me in.
Don't let him in. Let him in. Don't let him in. No, but you got these guys that once you give them, you block. You give the black quarterback the same advantage that you give an oppressor's quarterback, right, or a white quarterback. You give them the same line, and you see that these black quarterbacks are going to take you to the Super Bowl.
Con. If I could, real quick, if I could, can you go up just a little bit where in that article where it say additional areas that the Negro teams were located in? Pull that to the top.
Cut on concert.
And then right there, con. Okay, and then I'm gonna pick up on the next paragraph. Look at this. And this is the thing I'm trying to point out to you. Shalom, y'all about Shema Shabakatah Lawan.
Shalom, y'all about Shema Shabakatah.
And this is where I want to put you at, because this is a fantastic, hell of an article, right? Because it's showing you exactly, it's showing our people exactly what was going on. Now, you saying we know the Negro League faded out after Jackie Robinson. But let's read this paragraph on there now. Read where it say Negro League ball players. Pick that up if you could.
Yep, cut on concert. It says Negro League ball players could, on average, make more money than those working in other professions.
Stop. Name some more professions.
Engineering, medical, attorneys.
Slow down, brother. Slow down. Because I'm making a point. This is a baseball player in the 1930s. As a Negro baseball player, before the black leagues were done away with, for the Negro League was done away with, a Negro ball player could make more money than other professionals. Just look at the professionals in the hood at the time. Let's go again. Name some professionals.
Lawyer, doctor, attorney,
lawyer,
engineer.
Hold on, you're still going too fast, brother.
Oh, kind.
Yes, you want to slow way down here. It's important at this point to understand that you want to know what type of professionals was running our neighborhoods, our black hoods, our towns, because baseball players who the white man said wasn't nothing, who our oppressor said couldn't do anything, could make more money than the average professional anything in our community. We had doctors. He made more money than doctors. Lawyers. He made more money than teachers.
Damn
he
right.
made more money than them. Anybody that could get on the ballot and become a politician, the baseball player made more money than this. They played a man to play a game. More money. Now watch this. When we ran it ourselves, our people came out. Our people supported that. Our people made sure our community had what it needed based on the funds. This is one of those situations that everybody got paid. You've heard that before. A brother come to you, he done ran into a slick way of doing something. Look here, dog. Everybody can get paid. Black baseball, Negro League baseball made sure everybody in our community could live like a decent human being. You understand? Let's read the next sentence. What does it say after that? What's the next sentence?
So it says, by the early 1940s.
By the early 1940s, all right.
Negro League Baseball was the largest African-American enterprise in the United States.
Negro League, don't run past that. You got to slow down at that. That's bigger than the black churches. by 1940. Let me ask you a question. Who's trying to get rid of Amazon, Walmart? Who else is super big like that? Who's trying to get rid of them? Nobody. But by the 1940s, when I say get rid of them, I ain't talking about Musk is mad at the guy that made Facebook, is mad at the guy that came up with Apple. I ain't talking about them. They all in the same playing field. You see what I'm saying? But to say by the early 1940s, the Negro League Baseball was the largest African American enterprise in the United States.
That's right.
That means no black business collectively was larger than they were. And when I say collectively, that includes the black church.
If I may,
now do you understand? Watch this, bringing in an annual revenue of approximately $2 million in 1940.
Mm-hmm.
This was due in large part to the dedication of the fairs. This is the exact thing that happened when black folks support black businesses.
If I may, sir.
Con.
And what you're saying is so heavy, but this is how you know it was a systematic collaborates to shut down the Negro League, because you don't see Facebook.
Make that plain.
You don't see Facebook and Twitter trying to shut down one another, right? And then you don't see Instagram beefing with TikTok, right? Understand this is that they understood that black people were making this type of money in the 1940s, right? So in order to keep another way to keep this type of fundage in the black community is to do what? Let me entice their players to join our league, right? So now it's not their money, it's our money, and we giving them some instead of you making your own money.
Not only that, it happens every time they get ready to take over one of our communities, neighborhoods, areas, however you want to put it. One of the first thing they do is entice what's called the black brain drain. Now understand, before integration moved in, before busing moved in an average black neighborhood, you found lawyers, doctors, teachers, principals, factory workers, bums, bus drivers, school bus drivers, every profession you could think of, they live in the neighborhood together.
Mm-hmm.
And then some nigga come along by the name of Martin King talking about, I have a dream. If you watch our neighborhood from the time Martin King came along until 30 years after him, after his death, you would see our people have diminished in the exact same way as the black the Negro League baseball players. You see that? Because we integrated. When we integrated into white baseball, guess what? We could no longer afford to run our own leagues. And if you go back and check the laws in particular states and counties, you may find out that some of them Jim Crow laws were able to be used against startup, ongoing, in any type of football team to make sure they couldn't do business. You see, all of a sudden they don't own the field anymore, but Mr. Bob, 2 counties over on the field, and he said he don't want no baseball playing on the field. So all types of things came against us because, and it comes down to this, we decided we want to integrate with a people that were not our people.
And if I may, the crazy part about it is you got to blame Christianity always when it comes to these topics, because Christianity causes delusion. Now, what y'all talking about is biblical economics right here, that where we failed at. If we are the number one commodity in the sports industry and in any source of entertainment, even inventing, then what you have to do is you got to be a world competitor. In order for you to compete in the world market, you got to know the strengths and weaknesses of your competitors. If you was to go own a store and y'all selling mattresses, well, you got to have a Portopedic mattress, and then the other company got the spring mattress. You want the foam mattress, and you sitting up there seeing what is the weakness in his spring mattress, and you come up with a new mattress. With Christianity, is teaching us to ignore the weaknesses of other races of people. So when we end up having a Negro League, what we end up thinking is God loves all. We're all equal, and we might as well join. Everybody can play basketball on the same team. And they get to thinking that they speaking a passionate speech in their head and end up joining the other races of people and end up being at the bottom of the damn baseball league in the NBA. They think they Martin Luther King when they think this crap.
Right.
Everybody can join and we could all dribble and pass the ball and have assist. And before you know it, you at the bottom of the Negro League. You don't even have a Negro League no more.
They don't say everybody can dunk.
Yeah, everybody can't dunk. Everybody. Nobody's saying that everybody could do this stuff, but when it comes to including everybody else, now it's time to be equal and ignore the facts that I don't even get it how that could even happen. The only way that could happen is, like the Lord say, he gonna put a strong delusion on you. That's the only reason how I could see that we don't know our own talent and we just decide to join with a bunch of weak people. What would make us go to a damn all-white baseball league?
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Stockholm Syndrome.
Okay. All right. I was losing it. Sometimes I forget this stuff. Stockholm Syndrome is the answer. Man.
And you got Stockholm Syndrome because you disobey the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High.
Damn right.
Period. Right now, go ahead. Who was that? Go ahead.
So what I was saying, sir, what's so heavy about what both of you are saying is that, you know, even not just in basketball or in football, if you look at our women, right, look at who's ran gymnastics for the last so many years. Black women, right? You get Dominique Dawes to, what's her name? Gabby, the new young chick, she married the football player, Gabby, right? She doing stuff on the bars that, you know, they said that she has to have. They started testing her for, what was that? Testing her for steroids because they said that women not supposed to be that strong and athletic. No, your women ain't that strong and athletic.
Matter of fact, she is what you call a strong word. She's a Judite.
She's a Judite.
Judite flips out there.
If I wouldn't be surprised if she was to do a flip in the air and stay in the air for 5 seconds and then come down.
I think she has done that already, brother. I think she done that already, and you ain't seen the highlights yet.
That's probably what it is. I missed it. I'm gonna have to find it.
Okay. All right.
One of the things I love about this article And I guess after you get I don't know, after you studying this under Commander General Yohana and all these captains and officers so long, it's just certain things that they can put in print and automatically, for me anyway, I'm old, so I'm gonna call bullshit on it. And that's what I was doing with this article. Oh, the Negro League. Oh, it's so the Negro bullshit. I'm calling cap on all that. It said right in the article that these people took care of their hoods playing baseball.
Right.
Made big money, and that just playing baseball by 1940, that was considered the largest, that's money making wise, so-called African American enterprise in the whole country.
Now, here go a heavy part. Let's stop acting like it was so hard for us to do that. When you got a bunch of a large race of people that sat back and did nothing, didn't exercise, didn't do nothing because they had slaves. These people just lazy, fat, just walking around with no energy at all. And then you got a Negro who got the genes of an ancestor that didn't do nothing but work.
Right.
You think he not gonna dunk? He dunking by default.
You know what, sir? And what's so heavy about what you're saying? I was reading in the book of Josephus, and in the antiquity of the Jew, it said that the Egyptians had became lazy because the Jews was busting their ass working so hard. So that's not just any captivity we under, our oppressor get lazy.
Yeah, everybody gets lazy because we end up doing all the work. The only thing they do work out is whipping on us with them whips and them using that weaponry against us. That's when they got to fight like hell.
Mm-hmm.
That's their workout, is using weapons and wickedness.
Like I was saying earlier,
add to something Marshall said too is, Marshall was speaking about the revenue that the fans were bringing in, and we got to remember there was a large community of whites that were coming to our league. Like, we're also getting money coming in from our oppressor. Like to what Kodash is speaking about, to the economics, like we're making money off other races of people, and we're taking this money and putting it in our community.
And so y'all was talking about something earlier that made me get on here. Y'all was talking about the Rucker games and the one games, the start of all of this talent, of where we start off playing and competing with each other and striving for mastery in the hood, playing these sports and certain things, and we end up getting a whole a large portion of popularity. That's how all businesses start. We end up, getting the attention of the people around us, and everybody loves it. And that's that. That's Joe down the street. He loves boxing. He the best boxer. Right. Just word of mouth end up becoming our fame, and that's what it is. That's how it always is, especially with our cooking. Like you said, they'll start these baseball games or basketball games, end up creating a whole event like the Rucker games out in Harlem. Before you know it, women start bringing food, people start bringing drinks, people start shooting dice, and it's an Israelite party now.
Yes, sir.
With no violence. Huh?
Everybody getting paid out of one.
Yeah, so that is a major thing right there. How we operate with each other, and then what happens is boring people who don't do any work at all. They're so boring in their neighborhoods, they end up integrating like they're doing out in Detroit. When I used to go downtown at the casino 10, 15 years ago, it was not large mobs of white people going to watch baseball games like that. It was, but you would only see them when they go to the baseball game. Now you just see large mobs all the time. It's because they're bored and tired of being around each other that they decide to come in somebody else's territory. And then once that happens, we start integrating with them, figuring out a way to justify that they bringing money to us when we already had exactly what we needed in our own community. But I ain't gonna throw y'all off. Go ahead.
If I may, sir. And the generals have said this 1,000 times. If it wasn't no money in the black communities, how did the drug dealers get paid? How did they get? How you got these big time drug dealers that what's his name? Like Frank Lucas, and all those guys, and White Boy Rick. If there's no money in the neighborhood, how these cats getting paid? Because there's money in them streets. There's money in them streets, and that would it be money in the streets? The oppressor, right? The Bible says that the love of money is the root of all evil, and that evil ass oppressor gonna figure out a way to get that money.
You
right?
know what? It ain't even money, because when we look at the value of money, it all comes down to a value, or I think that's the word I'm looking for, a value. When it comes to money, what you're looking at is value. So when we have these entertainment gatherings, or I'm trying to figure out another, like the baseball game or a gathering, right? We have a gathering and have some type of entertainment going. It is value inside of that, and people want it. Right. A lot of the stuff that the oppressor is selling us ain't got no value to it. We don't want it. A lot of the stuff he's forcing us to get, but the stuff that we had in our community, it was valuable. It was something we needed, wanted. We always was athletic. We wanted to play basketball and enjoy each other's company. Before you know it, somebody come around, capitalize on it, franchise it, and turn it into a damn business. Now basketball is like a chore. So it's really a value based on what you're saying, Habuan.
Come on, sir.
God, that's lucky, and that's where they capitalize, like Quadash is saying, on brothers like Jackie Robinson. You know what I mean? And that's why he's spoken about, one of the reasons he's spoken about during Black History Month, because they see this brother who has all this value, and they're like, let us take this brother and put him in our league.
Mm-hmm.
You see all the value he's bringing to the Negro League. Let's see if this brother will join our league and make us money. You know what I mean? Let's see if we can use their talent to better our business. You know what I mean? And that's what they did, and that's exactly what they pushed on us, as if that was a good thing for us. As if integrating and leaving our business and building up their business, this brother should now be celebrated and remembered every year during Black History Month.
And then that goes right back to the point when you said, when we leave our stuff and go to theirs, that goes right back to Christianity. Right. We end up thinking in our mind that everybody could, or they convince us, because what a white person got the gall to do in certain cases is he'll use reverse psychology and say, hey, you're racist. Why can't everybody play? So they'll act like they're getting ready to hang you while they tell you you're doing something wrong by excluding them. Like, I remember looking on Instagram and a girl was like, I love my black men. I love my black men. And then the third line she said was, I'm not racist, though, but I love my black men. You know why she said, can anybody tell me why she said she's not racist, though? Don't nobody know?
Khan. If I could, she said she's not racist because she already know supporting black men publicly, she's going to be labeled a racist.
I wouldn't say it like that. I'll bring it home like this. She knows that some white person going to get on the comment section and say, hey, you love only black men, you're racist.
I would tell them yes.
Somebody is going to attack her in that comment section and say, Well, hey, you said you only love black people. How dare you? You don't love everybody? That's how they talk to weak women and children and weak people, period, that won't confront them. And then before you know it, it's planted in your mind that just love everybody. Once that get planted in your mind, now you're thinking about joining their athletic association.
Right.
If I may, sir, Shayawan, if possible, could you see if we got any more new questions, comments real quick?
God. We just had Nawa checking in, Yahushua Thamba Shima Shaisis. And that was it.
Okay. It's on you, sir.
I'm gonna get with y'all probably next week also with this history class, because this one of my favorite topics. So when y'all ready, we could all come in again, and then I'll pull out some of the books and we'll go into some other history. Me and Katab was getting ready to go over timelines. We probably still going to do that, but them timelines is heavy. But that's just a sidebar though. Go ahead.
Yeah, we were last week, not last week, but a couple weeks ago, we were looking at some of the things and combining what was going on in American timeline is for our history is like as far as like Tulsa, Oklahoma, the Red Summer, and then what was going on with the Depression and the saving of Cadillac. So, we put a little, but I would like to put like a chart or article together so that we can give to Israel to show them like, hey, all this stuff was going on at the same time, throw the Jim Crow on there and that stuff.
Yeah, you might want to get in with us. I'm gonna talk to Katab, and he probably gonna join in with us next week because y'all gonna be fascinated about these timelines. Do anybody know when the Arab slave trade was?
I have to look it up.
The Arab slave trade was 600 AD. So Christ, let me give y'all a short breakdown of this. Around 327 BC was the Greek Empire, right, where the Greeks ran. Alexander the Greek. We were in captivity, being Hellenized.
Mm-hmm.
And then about let me see if I still had them timelines. About where is the Roman one at? About 70 AD, I think. About 70 AD is when the Roman Empire began to rise. So 327, and I think it lasted all the way to, for a couple hundred years. Then the Roman Empire came in. Then after that, about 300 AD, it began to fall. Maybe 200 AD, it began to fall. Then around 320 AD is the Council of Nicaea. So now, after the Roman Empire fell, half of us went to Africa, half of us went to, stayed in Rome. And we was in the Western Empire. Rome got so big, they split it up into two sections. Then it got split up into four, or I might be reversing that. But you had the Western Empire of Rome and the Eastern Empire of Rome, and we was the Western part. Half of us stayed in Europe, the other half went to West Africa. Keep that in mind when you backtrack in Black history. So about 300 AD, Council of Nicaea, they coming up with ways to try to, put their doctrine into our Bible. I got to get the actual phrases of what they were actually doing. I got it in my notes. I don't want to mess nothing up. But they putting their doctrine in our Bible for a specific person we're going to bring up next week. Go ahead.
I think the phrase you're looking for is that they were Christianizing pagan symbols, paganism.
It has something to do with, I got it right here. It's in my notes. All right, so the Council of Nicaea threatened to break away from the. All right, I ain't gonna go off into it. I'm just going over it fast. I'm not trying to give everybody everything, but the Council of Nicaea, they start putting the false doctrine up in our Bible. That's 300 AD. At the same time, black people, now they're sitting back planning. At the same time they planning and doing all this stuff with the Council of Nicaea, we are rising up in Europe, becoming a power over there, and it's becoming the Dark Ages, where we running everything. 600 AD, our other brothers that went to West Africa is getting put in slavery under the Arabs. So now, while the Romans over here in Europe is thinking of a plan to put the doctrine and all of that in our Bible, the Arabs is populating all over the damn world and spreading Islam all over the world. White people catch on to it and they start up the Crusades later on down the line, which is the year 1000 around that time. So while we over there getting killed, America joins in to spread Christianity all over the place. Now, I had the timeline of the Judaism, but I forgot that one. We'll leave that out for now. So now you got those things happening. The Crusades is the physical aspect of the Council of Nicaea. They plan, now they doing it. And then you have, after that, you have the Renaissance era, where they start changing up the images. And then, you know, we ended up in slavery, so on and so on. But these timelines is so close. The timeline of the Persian Empire and the timeline of the Roman Empire is like 60 years apart from each other. I mean, the time of the Greek Empire and the Persian Empire is damn near 60, 70 years apart.
If I may, sir.
Go ahead.
Are you 100% that you want to do this for next Monday's class?
Yeah, I got all of the timelines and the notes right on the computer. I just didn't want to give everybody a go over it because I want to be prepared. I ain't want to go get the glimpsing through each thing.
Understood.
But I got all of the timelines right here. We could go over that next week in the history class.
I'll say, if possible, you can send me those things. That way we can add some stuff to it. Sorry, around on myself. So just in case, you know, you may have to go to a slave or something like that, we can bring that information out.
Now, what we will do is go in reverse, because what we want to do is show black people where they were before. That was the whole purpose that I came up with them timelines like that. And it's not new to anybody else that study history, but it was new to me and Katab when we was going through it. We was backtracking where we came from, because all our people know is we came over here in slave ships. They don't know about the Dark Ages where we ruled over Europe for 1,000 years. They don't know about Christ and the captivity that we were in when we were in Rome before we got over to America. And they don't know about the captivity that we were in Rome before we ruled over Europe.
Sir. So if I may, you know, since you're on the forefront, you mind taking us out and when we get into that next class?
Oh yeah, this is the ending of the class. Y'all could go ahead and close it out.
No, we got to take it out a certain way. Shah, you want to handle it?
Here. So, you can go ahead and do the security announcements, Hebrew.
You got it, Shah, you want me to have it?
Take care of it. You got the security announcements on you?
No, we usually don't do the security announcements on the Monday class.
Well, you can. You could do them. They right near you.
Yeah, okay. I'll go ahead and do it that way, sir. All right. So, let's see where they're at. Did somebody move the book? It's not in here.
You got two folders up there. It's in one of them.
Yeah. Should be in that one right there.
I got it. This should be in this one. Yep. Security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started our 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters: when a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves from the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it for them. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months when the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Times: a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3, 8 through 10. Ma'ashera, which means a tenth in the Hebrew, 10% of every penny or increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department, teacher, or the teacher. Priest fund, free will author, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like. Holy convocations coming up. What's we got going on in March? What's that, 15? The Pizza Purim? We got a Sabbath each and every Saturday.
It's March the 13th. Let me it's Thursday the 13th of March and Friday the 14th, 2025.
And then we have the Passover coming up in April right after that. Just a reminder, if anybody would like to join the school, black headbands, boots, pants, scarf. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, start wearing all black, boots, scarf, pants, headband, and scarf. With that being said, give a courtesy salute to the instructor, Mina Israel Majid. Majid Shabbat. Majid, Rock.
Yabashimia Shabbat.
Yabashimia Shabbat. Majid Matah. Dismiss.